Refresh. Scenario list. Algox Scouting. Here, Haven Rash. Where'd my rulebook go? I used to have a rulebook. This game is so cool. Tabletop Simulator is so cool. What a cool thing. Ooh, I don't know you could do that. Have your next Frosthaven session with your party in 6 hours, can't sleep. This might help. I hope so, Chojiardi. Hey Sebran, you only have to see Twitch ads for another 2 weeks. What happens then? Emotional support panda. Select a scenario, resolve a road event if necessary. Ooh, we get to a road event. For whatever reason, my road events have duplicated. Like all of my events have duplicated. There are 2 of all of them now. So, summer outpost, summer outpost, summer road, summer road. To sneeze. Oh no, Sabran. Now you will have trouble buying food. Yes, Rob. Let's do our summer road event on the way to our mission. There's a way to download all the assets ahead of time, so I don't have to load them. I didn't do it. You encounter a young Algox away from his tribe, looking hungry and wary. He explains his name is Malrock, and that he has been exiled as part of the ritual transition into adulthood. You need to slay a great beast to prove his value and return to his people. It's clear he doesn't want to interact with you, but he's desperate. I shattered my greatsword against the rocks 2 days ago, and now I am defenseless. It is beneath my status to ask, but do you have anything I could use? Judging by his current condition, it doesn't look like he'll make it very long without your help. I mean, we gotta give Malrock a thing. What can we give him? Maybe this poison dagger? Thanks for gifting us up this, Bren. Astrav is very kind. Hey, neutral chaotic. I don't feel like my Deathwalker needs a poison dagger. We have some poison in the rest of the party. Probably fine. Alright, so I will be giving away that dagger. Let's just read the card though and see what it tells us to do. Resolve the following based on the item selected. Oh, if I gave a 2-handed item, I would do more. Well, I didn't do that. Selected item is 1-handed. I'm grateful for your kindness. Thank you. Return the selected item to the available supply. Add event WR38 to the Winter Road deck. Okay. So, Winter Road events. Place the event to the bottom of the deck. Remove the event. Available. Okay. We're looking for 38. Search. Oh, is this going to have to load all of them? 38 goes active. That didn't go active. Go in the active thing, please. Oh my god. Is it because this is in the way? Twitch chat help. Maybe if I open this, I can put it in this way. Alright, got it. On your birthday too? Happy birthday. I kept dropping it on available, not active. Well, I didn't go on the available either. Did it? Did I have to do anything else? I don't think so. We just return the item to the... available item deck, which is... I thought it was up here. I can do item shop, group by type, sort by name, sort. My items are all gone. Alright, we'll put it in here. I wonder if you can't make the item shop while a scenario is out or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just clicking the wrong thing. Alright, road event is done. Set up the map tiles, retrieve all monsters, retrieve all overlay tiles, set up the first room, shuffle all tech modifier decks, read the scenario entry. Scenario is complete when all enemies in it are dead and the ice sheet has been destroyed. At the end of that round, read 77.3. Introduction. You'll be tired from the raid, so this is your moment, Seth had explained, pointing you toward the foothills of the Copperneck Mountains, where her scout tracked the Algox attackers. I doubt you'll be able to fight them all on your own, but maybe you can find another way to subdue them if you get close. On the other hand, they'll be worn out after this little battle, so feel free to test your luck. Just remember, even a tired Algox is strong enough to rip someone in two. Head to the area indicated by the scout, following the Algox's trail toward a wicked-looking mountain. As you draw nearer, you see the trail splits. The main force returned to the near side of the mountain, but a smaller group peeled off to hike around the eastern face. The scout told you he suspected there was a back door to the Algox settlement, and you followed the smaller group's trail, hoping he was right. The path narrows as you approach the steep eastern face, winding up to an overlook high above. Peering upward, you make out the faintest glimmer of light, but then a shape blots it out. A body, large and white, tumbles off the rocky ledge like a boulder, slamming against the jutting rocks. A dead Algox brawler, just like the ones who attacked Frosthaven, lies at your feet. Judging by its injuries, the rocks weren't its only problem. There's a fight up above. You scramble toward the top, hoping to make it before the battle is through. When you're halfway up, another furry shape appears over the ledge. More intruders, she scoffs. You will never open the Sky Hall. This place belongs to the ice. You're shocked at the fact that an Algox just spoke your tongue is quelled as the speaker lifts a huge boulder and hurls it down at you. Time to move. The loot deck includes a treasure this time. Is this an appropriately made loot deck? Should be. All right. So we get to choose which cards we're bringing. I guess actually I can go back to reading. Deal and select battle goals, place the token tray, build the loot deck, select which items to bring, select which ability cards to bring, and then we basically start playing. Okay. So I get to choose my battle goals and choose my cards. First up, we have Sam the Drifter, who has to decide I can kill the first enemy to die in the scenario, kill an enemy with an attack that would have caused at least 4 more points of damage than necessary, or perform a long rest while at maximum health value after you have already suffered damage. So I have to like take damage and then heal up and then long rest. I actually think it's quite likely this will happen. I might kill the first enemy to die in the scenario, but there's no guarantee of that at all. I think I'll go with Sluggard. Because I have a lot of sustain as this character, and also I do a lot of tanking. Makes sense to me. We can also think about, obviously I'm bringing all of my items. Why would I not? But we can think about whether we want Violent Inheritance, or No Remorse, or Destructive Fury. Kind of feels like Precision Aim is probably not doing much for me. I am not sure what I would want instead. Maybe No Remorse? Some healing? Mr. Bucket, thanks for the 3 years. Appreciate it. Alright, Verna the Banner Spear. We are picking between Layabout, gain 7 or fewer experience before any bonus scenario experience. I think I did that last time. This is I mean, why would I not click that? That just seems like 2 free perk checks. Optimist, remove a negative condition from yourself or an ally 2 or more times. Aesthetic, collect fewer loot tokens than any other character. The other 2 are probably doable, but I think Layabout is just pretty free. So why not? When we think about cards again, in this mission we are going through 3 rooms, I happen to know that we have to escort an ally and stop it from getting killed by enemies. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of Algox archers on this mission, which is a bit spooky. That said, I don't think I care about any of this stuff. Hey, Oxidat, how are you? Alright, Harper. Kill an enemy while 3 or more elements are strong or waning. I don't have much in the way of elements. Straggler, never short rest. And Vanguard, never attack an enemy that has already acted in the round. I believe my summons attacking an enemy counts as me attacking an enemy. So I just can't really control that at all. Let's take Straggler, never short rest. Will I, in fact, never short rest? I don't know. But maybe. There's a massive board. One of the biggest struggles with Frosthaven is you need a lot of table space. I've never really worked out a sensible way to use Exploding Corpse. Foul Remedy is some healing. Last time I was trying to get the Wraith to get like 4 kills or whatever. 6 kills. Yeah, that's kind of ludicrous. Maybe there will be a different mission where that's more doable. I wouldn't hate having Foul Remedy here, so I'm just looking for a card I can remove for it. Maybe Wrath of the Turned Earth? Kind of makes sense to remove a card that uses Earth to add a different card that uses Earth. So we are still able to use the Earth that we get. Do I have a way to generate Earth? Decaying Will. That's it. Alright, well. Oh. That's fine. And then Lyle. Perform an ability targeting an ally before your first rest and in between each of your rests. I don't think Deathwalker has many abilities that target an ally. Never kill an enemy? Nope. Never long rest. Alright, we're going to try to never long rest. Never kill an enemy. That's a little extreme, I feel like. Hall of Doom attacks all adjacent enemies, and if I consume darkness, I confuse them all. As if I was occupying a hex with a shadow. The bottom half of it is also a move which channels dark. I feel like that card's pretty good. I'm also pretty sure Forceful Spirits is pretty good. Teleport to a hex with a shadow or adjacent to a shadow. That's good mobility, is it not? I'm going to drop Sinless Apparition. I just don't care about summoning the Shadow Beast. Wave of Anguish. For each shadow on the map, at the start of this action, perform an attack for 3. Perform each attack as if you're occupying the hex with the shadow. I'm going to keep that. I'll try dropping Black Barrage, which is a ranged attack, so it's kind of iffy to drop. But Forceful Spirit's also kind of a ranged attack. It's only got 2 range. I just feel like the bottom half of this is more useful. Teleport to a hex with a shadow or adjacent to a shadow. And then the bottom half of Call of Doom is also pretty good. Move and generate dark. My Deathwalker and my Necromancer can both use dark. That seems good. Unless I am mistaken, I believe we can play turn 1. Yeah. So. Oh, I haven't put the pieces on the board yet. Get picture in picture. Two elite Algox guards and a regular Algox guard, and then in the back we've got an elite and regular Algox archer. The guards hit very hard, but tend only to attack once per turn. And not even always that either. Let's look at the guard AI deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 movement attacks. Their movement is 3 or 4 for an elite. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's not really doable to stop them from moving up and attacking me, I don't think. So 3/4 of the time they will move up and attack me on turn 1. The archers are going to be too far back to do anything on turn 1. They, depending on what their AI does, may eventually move up and start shooting me, or may just kind of dither around back here and not do anything. So what I want to do is have the ability for them to come attack me without me dying. Maybe I actually put my Bone Shaper here so I can put the Wraith behind it. Summon the Wraith turn 1 again. If I want to summon my banner of plus damage as well, kind of awkward, because if they move and attack, they all move in, and we only have 3 hexes in front of us, so they're all going to have enemies in them. And my Bone Shaper can summon behind, but I don't have a place for my Banner Spear to summon at that point. Let's try something very different. I have this Unbreakable Wall card, which deals a bunch of damage and pushes 3 enemies in front of me at 83 initiative. Let's actually take an entirely different card for turn 1. Tip of the Spear. I don't think any enemies have shield. I can lose Tip of the Spear to do that. Alright, cool. So my turn 1 will be I think just get some persistent cards going with my Drifter. So get heals, healing for more, and get more damage on melee attacks. On your next 6 melee attacks and damage. I'm trying to use the hands. I don't know if I'll like it or not, but I'm gonna try. So we're not dealing any damage this turn, we're just kind of buffing ourselves. And then I'm going to use Unbreakable Wall to push people back. I also get the bottom half of a card. Grant 2 allies within 3 range a move of 3. Oh, after I push them back, I can then summon a Banner of Strength in front of me. Is that the plan? Sure kind of puts a Banner of Strength right in front of the enemies where they might be able to kill it. I think getting this +1 damage to 4+ attacks per turn is a really big deal though. Necromancer. I do want to summon a Wraith. Summoning Wraith is 76 initiative. So you're moving at 71 initiative. 76 is just after. So Verno will push them back, and then I can summon a Wraith in front of me. Then I need the bottom half of a card. Curse 2 people? Curse 2 people seems good. Kill someone a bunch. Let's try cursing 2 people. Although actually, if I've pushed them, they won't be close enough anymore. I can only curse one of them after I've pushed them. Okay, never mind. I remember early levels, it was really hard for Bone Shaper to like do something relevant on early turns. Whoa, the bottom half of this channel's air. Is that a thing? That's kind of a thing. All right, I'm gonna channel air with the bottom half of this. That way, next turn my Banner Spear has a card that makes all attacks against it have disadvantage. And then our friend the Death Walker. Usually making a bunch of shadows early makes a lot of sense. I could also like make one shadow and then this generates dark, right? Yeah, that makes dark. So I could use Call of Doom. Confuse all adjacent enemies. Well, adjacent enemies to a shadow that I'm performing the attack from. So if they move in, and then I push them back, I can then make a shadow 2 away from me, and I can confuse 2 of them with that, consuming the darkness from the Wraith. A lot of this is predicated on... a lot of this is predicated on the Algox guards cooperating and moving in to attack me, which is not guaranteed. But I think if they don't... I mean, first up, it's just really good for me if they don't. I would prefer that they didn't, because that way they won't deal a ton of damage to me. But then also, I think even if they don't, I still have relatively sensible things I can do with the cards that I've chosen. Maybe even good. Like I make a banner, I summon a Wraith, I get my Drifter all buffed up and ready to go. Yeah, I think that's actually like better than okay. All right, cool. Let's hit go. Turn 1. We have Algox guards psyching up. They are going to move 1 less than usual, attack, and buff themselves. And they're going first in the initiative order. The Algox archers are not moving, and they're attacking at 4 range, so they can't hit anyone. But the Algox guards will all move in. They have, by default, 3 move or 4 move. So actually, the non-elite can't get to me. The elites go first. They are moving for 1 less than their basic move. They want to target my lowest initiative character. Out of the characters they can move into base contact with in 3 moves, they want to target the lower initiative one. So this will go attack a Drifter. And it's attacking for a base of 5 damage. My character's only got 10 health, so like there's actually a chance here that I start burning cards on turn 1. But I mean, if there was a way to avoid it, I'm not sure entirely what it was. -1's nice. Take 4. And then this blesses itself. Or strengthens itself, so it will have advantage on attacks next turn. Then Algox guard 4 moves. Why is this not working? Wait, what? It's interesting. I was stuck in some sort of interface. Is this on a higher difficulty? This is +2 difficulty over recommended, yeah. So it is significant. If these were regular Algox guards at level 1, they would be 12 health, 3 move, 4 attack. They honestly, they wouldn't have even been able to move up to attack me. They would have 7 less health. They would be attacking for much lower damage. So yeah, it is high difficulty. All right, we are attacking my Drifter again, +0. My Drifter is now at 1 HP. Sometimes the game lags a bit. Ouch. And you are also strengthened, of course. And then Algox Guard number 1 can only move 2 because it's a normal, not an elite. White base versus golden base. And so it only gets to here. Doesn't attack. It will still strengthen itself, though. Alright, they're done. The Algox Archers, then, are going to attack things within 4 range, so they pass their turn. Okay, now my Drifter goes. My Drifter, sure, doesn't have any health left, but we got a little bit lucky and didn't have to burn any cards. We got a -1 modifier from one of their attacks. Otherwise, I would have. I'm going to use the bottom half of Continuous Health. On my next 6 heals, I'll add an additional 2 health. And the top half of Crushing Weight, on my next 6 melee attacks, I will add 2 more melee damage. And I'm immediately going to use the Amulet of Life to heal myself for 1, except +2 is 3. I'm up to 4 health. After done. Banner Spear. Let's use the Poison Dagger to hit Algox Guard number 4 here. Because the first thing I'm doing... Ooh, interesting. Actually, I think with how this played out, the first thing I'm doing is going to be... Where'd my summons go? Oh, they're in here. The first thing I'm going to do is actually summon the Banner of Strength. So it is here, and now 1 attack per turn from all of my people will get +1 damage on it. Seems good to me. I got 2 experience for doing that. And then I can use Unbreakable Wall. It hits for 3 and it pushes 1. Get these things out of my face a little bit. I'm a bit concerned that I'm giving them summons to attack next turn, and the summons will just die. It seems kind of bad. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I'll have to work that out next turn. But for now, Unbreakable Wall is another experience. My goal is to get 7 or fewer experience before any bonus experience, so getting 3 experience on turn 1's a little bit awkward. Let's first hit Algox Guard number 3. This one I'm not poisoning. Draw an attack modifier for player 2. It's for 3 + 1. Oh, I'm also not using the banner for this attack. I'm using the poison and the banner for my second attack on Algox Guard number 4. -1 on that one. So it still takes 3 because I used the banner for +1. And it's poisoned, so future attacks will hit for 1 more. Also, we have push 1 on both of these. We've pushed both of those back a little bit. And Unbreakable Wall goes to my discard. I found the game to be actually really well balanced for +2 difficulty, which is, I guess, a bit of a strange thing to say. But yeah, I've been enjoying it. Okay, I haven't channeled any elements yet. I have not. Banner Sphere's done. Bone Shaper next. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, yes, yes, this is my Bone Shaper. Okay, good. So first I'm going to move 3. I think I'm good to move there. This character has 6 health, so we're sure, like, standing in front of enemies who can one-shot me. That channels air when we do it. Wait, it grants one of my summons a move of 3? Oh. I didn't read the card properly. Okay, never mind. So instead what I'm going to have to do, and this is actually, I mean, it's fine. I'm going to use the bottom half of this card just to do a basic move of 2. And then I will summon my Wraith. in the one tile that I have available up here. Reading the cards explains the cards. Look. Look, I don't sit at home reading the cards all night, okay? That channel is dark. It gives me 2 experience. It makes a wraith. And that is that. Finally, my Deathwalker goes. So my Deathwalker is making a shadow. The shadows are really awkward. I'm gonna change the angle on my picture-in-picture. It's like, it needs to be a bit more angled so I can pick things up and put them down again. Maybe like that. Zoom it in a bit more. Oh, now it's kind of like not readable though. There's a very like you need it angled just enough to read the pieces, but not so much that you can't pick stuff up and put it down again. Anyway, I'm gonna move this wraith out of the way because I'm putting a shadow down on this tile with the bottom half of Call to the Abyss. And I'm using the top half of Call of Doom, which will use up the dark that I had channeled to deal 1 damage to all adjacent enemies attacking from the shadow. So dark's now inert. It's also going to, because I'm consuming the dark, it's going to muddle all of these enemies, which will cancel out their strengthen. I'm going to just do the regular 1 damage on Algok's Guard 3. +2. I'm drawing the good modifiers against the wrong enemies, but still, I'd rather have a +2 than not have a +2. So that's down to 12. And then against the other one, which is poisoned, I'm going to use the banner. So I'm getting +2 already against that. -1. Okay. That takes 2. It somehow has more health by 2 than the other one, which I've used all of my items on. That's fine, that's fine. Happens, I guess. And that is now my turn done. And round. So looking at the situation, if I may, the big challenge going into round 2 is I don't want my banner and my wraith to die. I also don't really want my drifter to die. So I have to work out some way to make things attack something else. That's actually uniquely difficult because my assumption was my banner spear has winged boots, so I can use a low initiative card with my banner spear and fly over here. And that way that will like pull the aggro, or fly over here maybe, pull the aggro from these. I don't know how we're... I wanted to have my Bone Shaper go early in the turn as well so the Wraith can drop back to make an attack without disadvantage. It will automatically want to drop back to make an attack without disadvantage because it's a ranged unit. So if I vacate a square back here within 2 range of it, it will leave the front line. But if you go like first and like go over here or whatever, these are both muddled by the way. Probably would have remembered that. Then you have very low initiative for the banner, which means that the banner is going to get attacked. Ooh, I have an idea. I have been known to make a spreadsheet of a card every now and then, that's true. I guess the hand works a lot better once you've played like 1 or 2 cards. These, by the way, are not like in the mission, so there's really no reason to have them spread out on the table like this. Okay, now I could use the zone below for discard, maybe. So now I can see what's in my hand and what's in my discard. What? Where'd the Where'd the discard zone go? Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that more. I like that quite a lot more. Awesome. And that way you can kind of see how many cards are left a little bit more easily too. I feel like that's good. So what I was thinking is I do have a relatively low initiative. I move 2 and I give 2 allies within range moves of 2, which I could use to get my summons out of the front line, I think. Kind of. I could move the banner back here and then the wraith here. I'm not moving 2 myself. It feels kind of cowardly. Although I could also use an incendiary throw. This is not a bad card this turn. Target suffers damage from the attack. The target and all enemies adjacent to the target gain wound. That's gonna wound like probably 3 things unless I roll a miss. Because with only 1 damage on it, like against some enemies, you can reasonably worry that it won't deal damage. But this is an enemy which is poisoned and I have a banner of strength. So I'm hitting for 3 base. Even a -2 results in 3 wounds to everyone. So that's a high damage card this turn. The problem with that strategy is I am not going that fast. I'm only going at 22 initiative. Let's take a look at the guards deck, because this becomes very important actually. Haven games are so rad, you're excited for Gloomhaven 2nd edition. Me too. Me too. What all are they changing for 2nd edition Gloomhaven? 55, 15, 50, 35, 15. They have 2 ways to go at 15. One of them is a big attack. The other one is just some retaliate and stuff. So there's a 1 in 8 that if I don't go faster than 15, like some really nasty stuff happens to me. This goes at 15. Unfortunately, I didn't channel air for the top half of it. All attacks targeting you this round gain disadvantage. Wait, you don't actually need the top half of it. Oh shit, okay. So maybe we just use like a move for 4 to get over here, and then deflecting maneuver to... Actually, they are already having disadvantage because they're muddled, but they're also strengthened. So it's weird. Disadvantage is not a good way to block this turn, I guess is what I'm saying. I think it has to be Incendiary Throw with my Banner Spear. It's just way too much value not to use. Don't know what else. Grant 2 allies within 3 range a move of 3. The Wraith also flies. It could fly to the other side of them. That is kind of a weird idea. But it could. I'll try these 2. It doesn't guarantee... Like, there's a 1 in 8 that things go really badly if I do that. But honestly, if all the Algox guards just attack me, like, even if I get the attacks off the summons, I'm not that tanky. My characters are all level 1. I don't have equipment. I think in that scenario, maybe losing the summons isn't even that much worse than what happens if they make attacks against my non-summon characters. Alright, so you're moving stuff around at 22 initiative. Let's take a look at you as well. You move 2 and grant one of your summons a move of 2 at 18 initiative. How much damage can you deal? Grant one of your summons adjacent to the target of the curse ability and attack. 64-bit robot. Gloomhaven 2nd Edition is a revised and elevated version of the award-winning core game of Gloomhaven. The world story and challenging gameplay are all still the same, but there's a plethora of additional content to explore. Even for those who have played Gloomhaven before, this edition brings new material to the table with rebalanced and redesigned mercenary classes, items, and scenarios, as well as brand new artwork, newly written narrative and events, updated miniatures, a new faction-based reputation system, and more. Ooh, that's cool. I think one thing that's kind of like making me less excited about trying Gloomhaven right now is like this. This is really cool to me. But if they have like some more strategic level systems for Gloomhaven, that could definitely get me to play it. They adjusted Mind Thief to not have a single card that is always used, like every mission or every turn. You know, another thing I could do actually, I don't have it. I don't have the card, I guess. I feel like this character has a card that prevents damage to your summons, like 3 times. But this is on the next 3 sources of damage to you. You get the damage. That's not actually very useful. Okay, 18 does not go before 15, so this is not better than anything else lower than 30. This is kind of lower than 30. Foul Remedy. Kill some people. Kill myself. Is making a skeleton ever a thing? You know, that's not bad, actually. There's a wild idea. What if my Bone Shaper tanks this turn? Or I could give them 2 curses. Also a possibility. Let's take this card, and I could potentially use either half of it. I could use the bottom half of it to give 2 curses to the monster deck, or I could use the top half of it to make a skeleton to tank for me, depending on what order things end up going in. Every mission, the one that gives +2 damage on melee was just kind of too good. It overshadowed all their other augment cards. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, because Mind Thief has like, yeah, it has the cards that stay in play, and it has a variety of them. So you can like choose one or the other, except there's one that's just better than all the others. Sure. Yes. Yeah, I played that cross a little bit. Fair enough. So I'm pretty sure I still didn't work out how to actually tank the attacks from enemies, assuming that they attack me. Maybe they just want to attack me. That'd be nice. My Drifter doesn't excel at ranged attacks. I could go at 27 initiative, Vile Assault, Prudent Prep, and I get a good amount of health back from this move, and then I have shield against their attacks. Does leave me tanking a lot. Maybe that's okay. I'm going faster in the turn than the Bone Shaper, so they will prioritize attacking my Drifter instead of my Bone Shaper. Yeah. I also want to go faster than my Banner Spear, who's going at 22. Wait, do I? No, I have to go after my Banner Spear. Wait, I'm confused. No, this is good. This is good. So I don't actually want to move with the bottom half of my card. I think I am okay with taking the heal from Vile Assault. But I'm going to move from my Banner Spears card, which is grant 2 allies within 3 range a move of 3. I'm going to move my Bone Shaper out of the way, and then I'm going to move my Drifter up. Except if I do that, my Bone Shaper can't summon a skeleton anymore. Or have range for 2 curses. That entirely breaks my Bone Shaper's turn. Oh my god. Okay, another thing I could do with that is actually move the Wraith back and the Drifter up here. This is really hard. This game's so good. I don't have a 30 initiative. Let's re-examine. Moving through June Boom. We move that there and this here. And then we have a space there to resummon. We are getting hit on the banner, but they only attack for, the regular one attacks for 4. So even if that happens, it doesn't necessarily kill. Oh shit, I can fly. 1, 2, 3. I can fly. We're putting ourselves in a spot where potentially these archers are going to walk in and shoot us if we do that, though. But I think that's an okay option to have. All right, this turn is like kind of going all over the place, but yeah, I think Vital Assault's probably just a strong enough card that it's worth having there, and Prudent Prep to not die feels good as well. And then I'm going to go at 14 initiative, so that I'm the one who gets targeted by attacks. Fill out when turns work out that you can use either half of the cards. It feels good to have versatile options. Very true. Yeah. Very true. It's kind of like the best feeling in the game, I feel like. I don't know how my Deathwalker is like getting out of the corner, as it were. Maybe I just Eclipse. The problem is if I do Eclipse, the thing I'd like to combo this with is really Anger of the Dead, which wounds all the enemies, but I'm already getting the wounds from my Incendiary Throw with Banner Spear. Unless I crit fail it. I would prefer not to crit fail it, I guess. Where's Shadow Step? Shadow Step moves up and gets an attack in. I also run up with Lingering Rot. I'm gonna go for a... It's like a semi-conservative turn with this character, I feel like. Move up with Lingering Rot and just attack for 3. Wait, is that 3 or 2? That's 2. Well, I have the Banner and Poison. This one ends up being 4, but... yeah. It's okay. If I get this Central Guard dead, stuff's more manageable. The archers only have like 7 health or whatever. 7 health and 11 health, I think. 12, okay. That's some sort of turn. I think I'm good to roll with it, and we'll just see what happens. This scenario is kind of rough. Okay, what are they doing? Oh, they're doing the same move. What are the archers doing? They are moving and shooting at 3 range. So they have 2 move. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. They can target these 2 tiles. So putting my Drifter over here is looking a lot less exciting than I had been thinking it might. Where should I put my Drifter then? This one can target those tiles. So it's just a regular archer attack. Those hit for 4. Woo! I messed up. Yeah, Drifter goes first. I'm using the top half of Prudent Preparation for a shield and a retaliation, and the bottom half of Vile Assault to heal me and not move, actually. Because I can't move far enough for it to do anything. That uses another thing on continuous health, which I missed the experience from last turn. Alright, Banner Spear now. Let's start with Incendiary Throw. If the target suffers damage from the attack, the target and all enemies adjacent to the target gain a wound. Also makes a fire. I don't think there's any way for me to use a fire, but I'll make it anyway. So we're targeting Algwick's Guard number 4. It is poisoned, and I have a Banner of Strength, so my starting damage is 3, -1 is 2. You get a wound. You get a wound. You get a wound. They all take 1 damage at the start of each of their turns now. And then I'm granting 2 allies within 3 range moves of 3. So when do they actually go? I am loath to move my banner backwards, but I think it's right. Yeah, I think I move this here, and then with my Drifter, I'll use my Winged Shoes. Oops. To go 1, 2, 3. So I am not taking damage from the archers. I can distract this one. I'm also just like closer to stuff over here later, which could definitely be useful. But at the moment, the way I'm dealing with this and this is this one's going to be attacking a skeleton I summon. And this one's just going to be attacking my Bone Shaper. That feels wrong. Hey, I don't remember. I don't know if somebody in chat remembers. Does my summon have to target the lower numbered guard, or do I get to choose? I think I get to choose in that instance. That is my memory. I'm wondering a little bit if it's possible to kill stuff. It doesn't look like it. 12 health? 12 health? 12 health? Oh, I used the poison dagger. I've done an excellent job of making everything extremely hard to kill, I guess. Last time we went through this in IRL Mission 2, I got to choose, but you do not actually know the rules. Okay. Alright, so Bone Shaper. The first thing that happens is my summons move. So this Wraith is going to attack Algok's Guard 4. And it moves back so that it is not getting disadvantage, and it hits for 1 base, +1 from the modifier, +1 from poison, +1 from the banner is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I guess I'm taking 2 damage to make a skeleton. Which gives me an experience. It's a lot of bonus damage, yeah. This party does a decent job of having summons who attack for small amounts and then get like triple damage from statuses and banners and things. Okay. I'm going to use the bottom half of Foul Remedy to just heal myself for 1. Seems to be the play. Is that a picture-in-picture that you can drag things to for the encounter? It is, yeah. You can make a picture-in-picture camera and you can pull things around in it and off of it. It's very nice quality of life. It's like the one thing in Tabletop Simulator that I think is actually really nice. Alright, the Algox archers want to move 2, and then they'll attack at 3 range. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Neither of them are actually in range to make an attack. Deathwalker goes before the guards. Did I know that was happening? Interesting. It's at 8. Just like wondering if there's any conceivable way that I could kill it before it acts. Doesn't really look like it. Alright, so I will use Lingering Rot to move 3, 1, 2. This is going to be poisoned now. And then I'll use Strength of the Abyss just to hit for 2. +1 from poison, +1 from banner is 4 base. +1 from the modifier is 5. Super niche, but useful for times you have a use for it. I feel like I always have a use for, like, feels always useful. Okay, now the Algox guards go, and this is nasty. So we do the elites first. Algox guard number 3 is going to attack my drifter. It is both confused and strengthened. Which means it cancels out, so it just draws 1 card. I'm going to attack for -1. Its base attack is 5. So 4, except I have a shield, so 3. And it takes 1 retaliate, because I also have a retaliate. Oh, also it takes a wound at the start of its turn. Another -1. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I'm sorry. My hotkeying was a little all over the place there. A wound for Algox Guard 4 as well, and then it will attack this skeleton. It's going to prioritize the skeleton over the Bone Shaper because the summons basically have 1 less initiative. 0.1 less initiative. Again, this is muddled and strengthened at the same time, so those cancel out. +0. So it's hitting for 4. I'm going to take 2 instead, because I have a Warden's Robe. When we just suffers damage from an attack, the summon gains 2 shield for the attack. Use that once per long rest. Let's use it now. Keeps the skeleton alive for next turn. Feels pretty relevant. And then the last Algox Guard is not muddled. So it is actually attacking with advantage, and it's attacking my Bone Shaper, who only has 5 health, and this is scary. Default attack is 4, right? Because of the... takes 1 wound. Because of the strengthen, unfortunately, that actually hits me for lethal damage. So I have to burn a card. Early card to have to burn. Let's get rid of... I'm gonna get rid of Dark Tidings. Grant 3 of your summons an attack and a curse. Like, whatever. Put that on my burned pile. I guess this is my burned pile for the mission. It's really easy to do. You just right click and there's a picture-in-picture camera right here. So just like right click on the table. And then once you have the picture-in-picture camera, it's pretty intuitive to set up. Okay. Because I burned a card, I don't take damage at least. And that is the end of round 2. I feel like I must have missed some elements here. Did I not? Maybe I didn't actually. Alright. Guess that's the end of round 2. Fire is now waning. Again, I don't believe I have anything I can do with fire. 6, 7, and 10. I've done an excellent job of not killing any of them so far. Alright. These archers are very likely to start shooting now. My drifter's at 5 health. Made a whole ass board game and tabletop simulator and never ran into that. It is kind of a nice feature. How do I... My banner spear kind of has to do some work here, I think. Probably I go set for the charge. Whenever an enemy moves or teleports from a hex not adjacent to... Yeah, I mean, I'm using it for 6 initiative and move 4. And then deflecting maneuver. All attacks targeting you this round gain disadvantage. Because they're not confused. I have the ability to fly, so I can jump over here and hit this one, which is close to death, and then be the priority target for all the enemies, and they'll have disadvantage on their attacks against me, and I have 10 health, and hopefully that's enough. I think that's the plan. Still the first room. Alright, so given that I have that going on, I can focus more on damage and less on survivability with my other characters. So Fortitude and Bloodletting lets me attack twice with my Drifter. Is that what I wanted? It should be. That should be enough to kill this, yeah? Oh, this one's not poisoned, though. It's not quite. But coupled with our summons, it should be enough to kill stuff. I'm going to go at 18 initiative to try to get in before the enemies, and I'm going to use Eternal Torment to grant a summon adjacent to the target of the curse, an extra attack, and curse them a bit. That seems fine. That's benefiting from the fact that I kept this skeleton alive last turn, hopefully. Unless they go first and kill it somehow. That doesn't seem possible. I don't have Dark. This is still an attack for 2 against 2 targets, though. It's not terrible. One, two, three, four, five, six. I could go like Shadow Step to get all the way over here and just start killing stuff. Actually, really hard for me to go slow. Clips. The archers are tricky because, I don't know, they look so innocuous and they attack you and they like hit you for 8. You're like, what? Excuse me? And then they do it again the next turn. We gotta get those dead. But maybe the first thing to do is get the things who are standing in front of me dead. Gabriel, thanks for the year. Appreciate it. Just trying to work out how I would do that. Maybe just Fluid Knight just hits really hard. Seems like a decent one. It does consume my shadow, of course. I I think I'm trying not to use Eclipse until after I rest. So I'm going to use Fluid Knight, hopefully kill something, and then with Eclipse I can run through. I'm going pretty early in all of my turns. I feel like my Drifter is unlikely to actually live the 2 melee attacks dream here. Oh well. I'm not willing to change the cards. Am I? Another option, I guess, would be to like move at slow initiative. With the idea being like we wait here and then we move over here, hit the archers, and then hit them again early next turn. So like I could use a move 4 and then we could do like this. Except I don't use Bloodletting, I want to use some other attack. Like sustained momentum is just completely fine. So the idea here is my Drifter is not actually helping with these guards anymore. I am assuming that my friends have worked that out, and then my Drifter is going to wait, let the enemies move, and then walk over here and hit this once, and then before it moves next turn, hit it again and kill it. That is the idea. It's optimistic, but I think it could work. Let me go for it. Start round. Algox guards are just doing normal stuff, and the archers are attacking extra damage at 5 range. Alright, so my Banner Spear definitely needs to tank that for me. But this should be pretty good. Alright, we're using our wing shoes, we're moving 4. That's actually 3, but yeah, basically. And I'm using Deflecting Maneuver. All attacks against me are going to get disadvantage. I'm attacking for 2 myself. I'm going to target, I think, this one, which is at 10, and I'm out of range of the banner now. I'm not going to deal much damage to it. 2. Maybe I should be making sure that this one dies first. I just kind of figured that my Bone Shaper would be doing a pretty good job of killing that. Because I have my Wraith. My Wraith is attacking for 3 against this. 4. And then I have my Skeleton as well. My Skeleton is attacking... It has base damage 2, so it's out of range of the banner, but base damage 2 plus 1. Oh, it's a crit miss. Alright. Now I get my Bone Shaper's cards. Let's start by giving the enemies a curse. I guess we give the skeleton who's adjacent to this an attack. +0. 2, it's poisoned, it's dead. Alright, 1 enemy down. And then I get to move 2 and give a summon a move of 2. I'm going to move to here and pick up the loot, and I'm going to move my skeleton over here. The skeleton's currently tanking this guard, which is fine. Like, okay. Guess it's fine. I get loot. Hey, does anybody know what to do with this loot pouch? Because I feel like there's a way to make it draw a card from the loot deck if you do the right thing. Scripting. I've never clicked on this thing before. Did it crash my PC? Maybe. Is my stream still live? A loot pouch. Wow. Okay, we're gonna close that. I don't want to know. I will just do it this way. We got an arrow vine. Very nice. Return done. Next, my Deathwalker. So Deathwalker is hitting somebody for 5. You only know that automated looting is being worked on / high on their agenda. Cool. When I use Fluid Knight, I get an experience. And then I'm consuming the shadow to hit for 5 here. Enemies, unfortunately, on 8. So, yeah. Still at 3. Shadow's gone. That's where the model goes. And I get a move for 4. So I'm wondering if I want to tank a hit with my Deathwalker. The thing is, the Algarx Archer over there, it's attacking for 6, which is how much health I have. I have leather armor? Okay. There's like a bonus here that making that move also gets me closer to the enemies for killing them later. And this one is still going to attack the Banner Spear, so it's just the Elite, which is now closer to the Deathwalker. Root of them to attack us for exactly lethal. Don't worry. I'm sure they will roll badly. Alright, the Algarx Guards. This is wounded. Takes a damage. That is wounded. Takes a damage. The Elite is going to attack my Banner Spear. And the attack is for 5. It's strengthened, but getting disadvantage on the attack, so it just draws once. +0. 5? Ow. Alright, this one is going to attack a skeleton. Unless it crit misses, it's killing the skeleton. Alright. Still at 5. Next, the archers go. So the archers are attacking for 1 more than usual. The Elite goes first and attacks the Deathwalker. It's attacking for 6, but it's with disadvantage. -1 or +0. Alright. For 1 HP. And then this one is attacking for 5 on my Banner Spear, also with disadvantage. +1, -1. Alright, you're at 1 HP. Holy shit. I'm sorry. I feel like usually it doesn't take quite this long for everyone in my party to be at 1 HP. Wow. So I can move to the archers to kill them, or I can get the kill on this Algarx guard first, and then move up to the archers. It really feels like it's on 2 HP in front of a race that's wounded. It really feels like the archers are the bigger threat here. Let's go here and attack the non-elite, which has significantly lower health. It's for 2 base damage, but I do have this +2 damage for melee attacks. So it's actually for 4. I don't have a poison dagger or anything. Nope. Oh, it's a crit. GG. That was a nice crit. That's the round? That's the round. So going into round 4, we have a dark essence to use. Our drifter is deeply invested in this combat with this archer. I have to go back and get my banner of strength with my banner spear. Unless I'm okay with losing it, like, I think I'd like to go back and get it. One HP. Yikes. Hey, Crow Gizzle, you're welcome. Oh, I get to move a thing back with that card when I use it with Drifter, so I'll move the crushing weight back again. Still have 6 melee attacks up plus 2 damage. I think the most obvious turn is probably Drifter. I'm going to use the bottom half of Bloodletting and the top half of Fortitude. Like, we're just gonna wail on that archer. What else is going on? A 2-target attack for 2 actually feels really useful here. And I can go very early in the turn order with a 14 initiative. So I'm going to move here and then attack that and that for 2 each. And hopefully... This one's at 5, but it is poisoned and wounded, so I only have to deal 3 to it. If I get a +1, it dies, basically. I don't think my Bone Shaper has a low initiative card anymore. The best I've got is 46. Also, like, I don't mind this card, to be honest. Long range poison. Channel some earth for next turn could be useful. The idea of channeling another or summoning another skeleton to tank for me is appealing, but I think I'll just take another attack with the Wraith to make sure everything's dead. If my Deathwalker already killed everything, this also lets my Wraith, it will move here on its turn, and then on my turn I'll move it there and it gets another attack. So I have found a convoluted way to deal 1 damage to that archer as well. If I want to use the top half of that, which I don't know that I do. I'm not sure. And my banner spear. I'm at 1 HP? Okay. Well. If I want to go get this banner again, I kind of have to use combined effort. If I'm okay with losing the banner, I can go Javelin on that. It's expensive not to lose this banner. I move it 2, I move it 3, I rest, I move it 2, I move it 3, I rest. Move it like 2 and 3. I can get it to the end of the mission though. It's not too hard. I think I need to bring it with me, which means I should use the bottom half of combined effort. And probably I'll use Javelin as well. So I think the only big unknown this turn is... Okay, well, they can move at 15 initiative. That would be awkward, but I do have this, so hopefully okay. The big unknown is what this archer does. My Drifter might have to burn a card with 5 health standing right in front of it. We'll see though. Archer is going right after Drifter. It is both moving and attacking for high damage. The guards are attacking at range. It's kind of interesting. They're going before my Bone Shaper. Okay. I think my Deathwalker and Banner Spear can probably kill them. So first off, we're using just basic 2 move. Actually, only 1 move, and then we're using... I'm sorry. I've clicked the wrong card. Wait. Oh, I had it around the wrong way. I'm using the 2 move of this, and then 2 damage to 2 targets into range. Oh, actually, I didn't realize I had this, but I do. So it's actually 3 damage. Nice. That helps. Hit this one first. It's at 2 health. Dead. And then this one, it is at 5 health. Takes 3. It's poisoned. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually dead now. Because it is wounded. Although, it's still alive for my Banner Spear's turn, and it's actually in the way. So I guess it isn't dead yet. I was going to use Leather Armor last turn to make the attack have disadvantage, and I used the disadvantage but didn't use Leather Armor, so I should use it now. I've used every item. Okay. Yeah, I think the banner is pretty important. Let's Javelin this person. Dead. And then I will move 2 and grant 2 allies within 2 range a move of 2. You can move 2 to there, and you can move 2 to here. Works for me. Drifter. So first I'm using the bottom half of Bloodletting to hit really hard. Attacks for 3. It's not very hard. Oh, attacks for 6. I've just crit twice, I don't know. Nice. And then we also wound. Then I have Fortitude, which attacks for 5. It's at 6? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's dead. Woo! Drifter just popped off. I just dealt 20 damage in 2 turns with the Drifter. That was wild. Wait, room's clear. Just like that, huh? What's my Bone Shaper want to do? Just move 2. I can also grant my summon a move. The question is, like, how long does it take us to get through the next door? Because I'm trying to bring this banner with me. I guess my Banner Sphere just doesn't get through the door for a while. There's also a bunch of loot, but I think I have this card. Pincer Movement for next turn. Very nice. So, Pincer Movement lets me move and loot. That picks up the loot back here. We have At All Costs, which would heal all allies for 3, but also kill me. I'm probably not going to play that one. No Remorse heals someone for 3, actually 5. Even better, because I have continuous health. Move the character token on 2 of your persistent abilities backward 1 slot. Yeah, we could do that. I think I want to move it I want to move backwards to heal my banner spear. Can't move further, can I? Oh, okay. I have some weird way to end up healing a bunch. Because I actually will be able to use the top half of this. 1, 2, 3. Healing 3 allies. I'm getting healed for 5. Cool. All of a sudden we're going to be pretty healthy. Bone Shaper seems to have 3 cards left. I had to burn a card. Yeah, that's iffy. Fast are you going? 69. So you could also heal my banner spear this turn. And then I'm just throwing the other card away, basically. Well, I'll use it to... Actually, I can't move because I'm healing. Okay, and my Deathwalker has no real ability to help with any of this. I guess I'm just going to wander over toward the door with you. It's gonna be like 2 or 3 turns before I get through this door. So my Drifter goes move 3. 1, 2, 3. No Remorse heals for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I losing my mind, or is this... Wow. The hitbox on the upper one is so encroaching or whatever. Okay. Banner Sphere now has a bunch of health. Deathwalker just walks here and loots. What do I get? There's a treasure. Or a, well, they're all treasure. Oh shit, I got it. There's a random item. So when you find a random item, let me... Wait, there's a button. Can I just click the button? Open. Oh! It does it automatically for you. White card. This is now an item that I have for the rest of the game. And I get to use it this mission even. During your turn, place a character token on one normal or elite enemy within 3 range. This enemy adds -1 to all its attacks. Okay. So I have the ability to nerf an enemy a little bit. It's a small item, so it goes here. You can have, this shows you what level you have to be to equip that small item. So at level 1, I get 1 small item, and then at level 3, I can have a second one. 5, 7, 9, up to eventually 5 small items if I reach level 9. Cool. I can, yeah, make an enemy a little bit less threatening. It's a nice find. I will have that, like, every mission for forever, basically. If I retire the character, it goes back into the town pool, and I can purchase it at some point, hopefully. So my Bone Shaper is using the bottom half of Transfer of Essence, which deals 2 damage to me, but heals an ally for 5. You're now at full health all of a sudden. Channel's Dark, and then I'm using the top half of Returned Servant. Nope. I'm not using the top half of Returned Servant. And my Banner Spear is using bottom half of Pincer Movement, move 1, and loot the surrounding tiles. We move here and pick up... I can't click on them. These are now mine. 1 loot, 2 loot, a rock root, and a coin. And I'm using the top half of at all costs, which is giving me an experience. I meant to have 7 or less at the end of the scenario. I got 3 on turn 1. Getting 1 more isn't like the end of the world. Heals all of my allies for 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I take 1 damage for everyone who healed. I'm down to 7. That feels like a really good, like, putting things together round. And now we should go work out how to get through the door. So I'm going to use, it's funny, these cards are identical basically this turn. They have basically the same initiative. The top half of both of them is the same, and I'm not going to use the bottom half of either, so. Drifter is going to walk over toward the door. My banner spear is going to, I think, long rest? Do I start to get too far behind if I long rest? I have 2 items that will come back. Yeah, I think like everyone can long rest here probably. Wait. Are 3 of my characters long resting this turn? I guess so. Long rest compared to short rest kind of like gives you an entire turn of not playing cards. So although it takes you around to long rest, it doesn't really... Oh, that's funny. You can never short rest and you can never long rest. It doesn't really hurt you to long rest in terms of having enough cards to finish the scenario. The only question is, like, do I care a ton about Scrambler, I guess? Also, is there other stuff I could do? Oh. If I short rest, I... probably play the top half of Call to the Abyss. I really don't have anything else to do. I think I'm just gonna lose a perk point, maybe. Lose a perk point? Never mind. Let's short rest. Okay, so... Banner Spear, long rests. Sorry, that's Drifter. Drifter is not long resting. Drifter realized they had more important things to do than long rest. That's funny. Banner Spear is taking a long rest. Bone Shaper is taking a long rest. You're taking a short rest, which means I need to lose one of these at random. I'm losing Lingering Rot. Yeah, okay. I'm kind of limited in my ability to reroll that, because there are some cards which are pretty important not to lose here. And then I'm going to play the top half of Call to the Abyss. During your summons attacks before drawing an attack modifier card, you may place a character token on the target of the attack. When the enemy dies, place a shadow in or adjacent to the hex it occupied. Or adjacent to. I'm not sure I realized that part of the card existed. Oh shit. I had 2 cards in my discard that I didn't realize I had. If Forceful Spirit's and Anger of the Dead. You roll a dice in this game? I'm gonna roll a d10. And if it's a 1 or a 2, I'm gonna do something to fix this. It was a 3. Alright, cool. We'll count it as not mattering. I wouldn't have gotten them anyway. I don't know what I was gonna do to fix it, to be honest, but I have made it so I feel like I don't need to anyway. Start round. Yes? No? Did I put the thing? That goes there. Okay, I also have a move or something. Basically, I'm just losing a card right now. What's the best card to lose? that one, based on very little. Alright. So my Deathwalker is playing Call to the Abyss. I will now make some shadows, and I'm just going to move to... let's pick up the loot. Another ocean component, nice. My Drifter is moving 2, and moving tokens back 2 on these cards. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that seems right. I think next turn I short rest with you. Perform a long rest while at maximum hit point value after you have already suffered damage. Can't quite do that here. Later, though. We'll get that done later. The perk points early are a really big deal. So leveling up, the enemies level up at the same speed as you, so like I think overall you get a bit stronger compared to how quickly the enemies get stronger as you level up, but like it's iffy, right? But getting perks, the enemies don't get anything for you getting perks. That is just free real estate. Banner Spear heals 2 from the long rest, and I get to choose which card to lose. So I won't be losing the ones that let me move my banner around. Those are important. Incendiary Throw did really well. Maybe Pincer Movement? Just kind of like optimistic to get to use that card, I feel like. Untap these. Also, it feels like I have other ways to muddle things in this party. Not quite as important. We've reclaimed all of those cards. Bone Shaper also long resting. Already at max HP. Oh, the Wraith is allowed to move toward me here. And again, we're choosing what to lose. I just lose Foul Remedy. Don't feel like that's my strongest card, and it's just kind of optimistic to think that you're getting the extra value out of it, in my experience. Like, doable, but I don't know. I don't think I'm okay with that. Boom, boom, and of round. Okay, this is round 7. I probably want to open the door here. With my Drifter, I'm going to take a short rest. Lose Bloodletting? That's unfortunate, but I'm okay with it. I think there are other cards which are more important. It means I don't have my Amulet of Life, I don't have my Winged Shoes. And the idea this turn is... Look at all these cards back. Oh, I feel so strong. I want to grant 2 allies within 3 range a move of 3 with my Banner Spear. And that'll open the door for my Drifter, actually. And then the banner will be closer, and then next turn I'm going to move 2 and grant allies within 2 moves and move the banner even closer. We can get the banner somewhat supporting the fight in the next room. So that's 25 initiative. Which means, I guess, that I want my drifter to open the door at, like, slightly slower than 25 initiative. Well, it already opens the door, and then I want to move. So prudent preparation feels very, like, sensible. But then this is 25 initiative. Also, I have a top half of a card. It would make a lot of sense to just use at all costs again. Pops up my drifter and my Deathwalker. And there just kind of isn't anything else I can use as a relevant top half card. I could use at all costs the next turn and just, like, waste a card. This should be in my... Oops. Oh, okay. That's fine. I long rested, so... there wasn't a chance that I would lose that from me short resting. So few cards. I think next turn I want at all costs. This turn I go... I don't know. You just, like, throw a card away, I guess. That one. Good night, Vernash. Okay, I like Deadly Shot because if I want to move, I can move and have defense. But if I decide that I want to poison something, I can poison something and then I can heal myself. This gives me either option on my next turn. This is also dead. Not been doing a good job of putting cards into my discard. One, two, three, four. I guess my Bone Shaper is just going really slowly and making a skeleton. And making a skeleton seems fine because the 2 damage I'm doing to myself is going to get healed next turn from my Banner Spear. And the door opens at like 32 initiative. Oh, maybe we want to go really slow with the Deathwalker too. Make a bunch of shadows. When you make a bunch of shadows with your Deathwalker, like, the room tends to explode relatively quickly, in my experience. Okay, use Wave of Anguish next turn as well. Let's use shadows? So what I might be doing, I might be running in 6 tiles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or something, and then making a shadow there, making 3 more shadows, and then next turn using Wave of Anguish to get 4 attacks. I could even use the bottom half of Anger of the Dead, so wound everything and get 4 attacks. But it feels like a lot of very high damage. Okay. That's it, yeah? We go. Next room. Banner Spear. Grants 2 allies within 3 range, moves of 3. First, my Drifter goes to the door and opens it. Oh, there's like barely anything here. Whatever. This room's way easier than the last one. Okay. What's all this say? When we open the door, we read 27.1. Dodging boulders on the side of a mountain wasn't quite how you imagined spending the morning, but you make it to the overlook without getting crushed. However, just before you pull yourself over the final ledge, a voice carries over the wind, stopping you. Foul ice pissers, it shouts in a deep commanding cry. You're nothing but petty blasphemers twiddling in your caves. You make it over the ledge and see the owner of the voice pinned between two boulders. She's clearly an Algox, but she is dressed much differently from the brutes who were just hurling boulders at you. Larger than her male opponents, she wears ornate battle garb that marks her as a prominent member of a different faction. She turns to you with snarling hatred, but softens when she realizes you're not friends of her enemy. Quickly then, warm bloods, help me fight these dirt lovers. Aid me, and I swear to aid you. Her hand, though pinned, glows with a crackling blue energy. So this is our ally. We've got four enemies, 3 of them being Algox archers. Very rude. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. I could put a shadow basically on every single one of them. I mean, it seems kind of cool. What are the archers doing and stuff? Shouldn't this be, like, known? Is this what they're doing? Why haven't they been added to the initiative? What? Do I have to draw a card? Is that what they did last time? That's what they did last time. What is this? Reshuffle? Alright, the Algox archers are doing nothing special at 31 initiative. They'll move and attack at 4 range. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That can't hit anyone. As long as I don't move closer, they're basically just losing their turns. And we have an Algox Scout for the first time, which is shooting a rancid arrow. It's moving 2 less than usual and attacking at 3 range with poison. And then we also have an Algox Priest. I guess I have to hope the Priest doesn't run into the archers here. It is moving immediately at them. How much movement does it have, though? It has... It's a regular Priest? Also, I should change the picture-in-picture, probably. Let's change it to this. So it's moving 1. And then they go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. They can't hit anyone. Okay. So I don't want to move closer to them because... Well, I can't even move closer to them. They move before all of my stuff happens. This has worked out really nicely. Okay. My Banner Spear gets to finish their turn now. I've moved this banner forward. And then I guess I am throwing away the top half of Unbreakable Wall. Fine. Did I finish the other campaign or did I restart because of the better streamability on Tabletop Simulator? I did not finish the other campaign. It's actually still set up on my table upstairs. I might go back to it if I decide that I don't like this. But at the moment, I'm liking it. There were some growing pains in learning Tabletop Simulator, but now that I've worked it out, it's like flowing pretty nicely, I feel like. Alright, Banner Spear's turn is done. That was relatively straightforward and easy. So now, my Algox Priest ally has 2 movement, so a move for -1 is a move for 1. Then attacks at 3 range, can't hit anyone. That was easy. The Algox Archers, they have 2 mobility, and the Elite goes first. It moves 2 towards me, and then attacks at 4 range, which can't hit anything. Next, regular enemy number 1 goes. Oh, that's actually an Elite. Okay, hold on. I didn't realize that was an Elite. So this one should go here, and then this should go here, and this should go here. But overall, none of them can actually attack anything. Is this tile in play? Yes, it is, just barely. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's my Deathwalker doing? Did I bring... Oh, I've lost Lingering Rot already. Lingering Rot feels like it would be really good next turn. Oh well, I lost it with my short rest, right? Drifter. Drifter takes a turn. So actually I can just run at them and hit them if I want. Like, I know I have prudent preparation, but I don't need it, turns out. I could just poison something at 4 range. And then I could heal someone for 2. It's actually heal for more than 2 because I have my continuous health in play. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to prioritize attacking the priest. It has 17 health? That's so much health. If I run at it, it will stop prioritizing attacking the priest. I think I'd like it to attack the priest. Did I read the rules about the priest? The Algox Priest is an ally to you and an enemy to all other monsters. If all revealed enemies are dead, the Algox Priest focuses on moving toward the and opening door 2. If the Algox Priest dies, the scenario is lost. Right. So we don't want it to die. But it has 9 health and 1 shield. So it's not like about to die. This also... Is that a mobilize? No. It's, This makes it so you can't use items. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to poison this. So we'll just make an attack for 1 at 4 range and poison it. -1 damage. Okay, well. Just poisoned. It did die immediately last time, yeah. And then I did the other mission. So this may be the first time that I actually complete this mission. That would be fun. I didn't get super far in the last campaign. And then I have the bottom half of Prudent Preparation. Probably just to heal myself for 2. Does advance continuous health? I'm surprised this is already so far. Alright, Drifter's done. Algox Scout is going to move 2 less than regular. It has 5. It has 5 movement. I guess it's a scout, huh? And it's attacking at 3 range. So it only actually has to move here. And it attacks this for 4 damage. +1 is 5 damage. We have 1 shield, so 4. And it has poisoned my Algox Priest ally. At a rude. Alright, Bone Shaper. So my Wraith's gonna move toward the enemies, and then it can't actually do anything. And then I think I had a move for 4, and a summon a skeleton. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess maybe this was a reason to move my Drifter out of the doorway. Where'd the skeleton go? Oh no. Yikes. I'm going to solve this by making a new Bone Shaper, because I think I just like lost my skeleton forever. Alright, let's copy this. And then remove you. Can make them with the context menu. Okay, that's good to know. I'll do that next time. Two damage for making a skeleton. I get 1 experience for making a skeleton. You're done. Okay, Deathwalker is going to do something. I feel like my Deathwalker is just kind of... I mean... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My Deathwalker doesn't, like, function at the same speed as the other characters in the party, is how I feel about my Deathwalker. We either go, like, all out or not at all. Anyway, we are losing 2 cards this turn. We're making 4 shadows. Does my Deathwalker have to survive the mission? Guess is a question. Pretty sure pretty much all summons are relevant tiles they can make, and relevant tiles they can make, etc. on the context menu of the characters. Gotcha. Okay. How's it going, sassy waifu? So suddenly we have 4 shadows. Now it's my turn. The entire point of all that was this turn I could use the bottom half of Anger of the Dead. Whenever an enemy enters a hex with a shadow this round, that enemy gains wound. Also, all enemies occupying a hex with a shadow get a wound. And I could use Wave of Anguish. For each shadow on the map, at the start of the section, perform an attack for 3. This was the idea. I feel kind of like I'm not going to kill the archers and then they're just going to shoot me and I'm going to die. That does kind of feel like what's about to happen. Fascinating. Well, I guess I did this to me. Do I enjoy Tabletop Simulator more now that I've learned it? Yeah, I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I want to go really fast this turn. Move 3, attack 3, then move 2. I'm going no remorse, I think. Let's use the bottom half of this card. It looks okay. And then I'm going to use Draining Arrows to confuse all of the archers. That moves me at 20 initiative, which is still slower than that. How fast can the archers go? This suddenly feels like it's very relevant. Also, is there a way to see all of these without, like, having to use the search interface? Could I just, like, do that? That feels like a better way to do it. They go at 14 or 16? Sometimes? That's so fast! Shit. What's this one? Hasty Assault. Okay, at least there are attacks for less than max damage, but honestly, my Deathwalker's at 4 health. Like, I could use... I could end up losing a lot of cards. Anyway, we'll move in and confuse them all, hopefully before they go, but maybe not. We'll see. I guess there's a 1 in 3, a 2 in 6 that they go before this. I gotta keep bringing the banner along. So I definitely want to play Combined Effort to move toward everyone here. And then I want to play At All Costs to try to get people back to healthy. Because I don't imagine that they will be after the archers take their turn. I'm thinking, like, maybe a skeleton can help? You move at 20. So my Wraith currently is just stuck. My Skeleton will get through the door, then I'll move 2, move my Skeleton 2. One of your summons move for 3? Even better. That gets my Skeleton over here. Where actually, it won't be prioritized for attacks by anything. It's just over there not doing anything. Oh. This is a fascinating thing I never considered before. I don't have to attack the target of the curse ability with the summon on Eternal Torment. So I could move my Skeleton gets here and then it moves 3 to there. And then I could use Eternal Torment targeting the Scout. The Skeleton's next to it, so the Skeleton gets an attack and it can actually attack the Archer instead of the Scout. Pressing Alt on the enemies immediately shows you all their information. I should have. Okay, cool. That's really good to know. I didn't know that. Awesome. Unfortunately, that moves at 53 initiative. This feels like a turn where going for low initiative is pretty important. I could also grant an ally an attack for 5. And just like have my Deathwalker kill a thing. Killing a thing is kind of good. I don't have a top half of a card that makes sense, is the problem. This is Flogging Molly. But I still intend to crack out the physical version. It's still upstairs on my table. So I think Gloomhaven 2.0 is coming out at some point. Maybe that will be my next physical board game to stream. I've received feedback that it's a lot easier to follow this on the computer than on the tabletop, which makes sense. I think that's probably just generally true of all tabletop game streaming. I don't really know what to do about that. Other than be like, yep, you're right. Okay, anyway, this is what I'm going to do. My Deathwalker has 4 cards to burn, so, you know, hopefully I don't have to burn all 4 of them. If I have to do the final room with 3 characters, we'll probably be okay. Right? Everybody else is relatively healthy. Alright, they're going pretty slow. They're not moving before they attack. Interesting. You are good to ask questions. That's largely what I'm here for. Don't worry about that at all. Okay. Deathwalker goes first. We use the bottom half of Anger of the Dead. Every enemy is wounded. I'm just going to put it in discard instead of trying to remember to discard it later. And I'm using the top half of Wave of Anguish, which gives me an experience. And for each shadow on the map at the start of the action, I'm going to perform an attack for 3. And I have to decide who I attack. How are you doing? Moving and attacking. What are you doing? Attacking. Do you attack at range? Elgok's Scout. You don't have range by default. So that's doing an attack without move. It's irritating. Can I kill it? I don't think so. Oh, you're gonna hit me really hard too. +2 attack. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I think that just burns a card, basically. I don't know if I have anything against that. All right, let's do these Wave of Anguish attacks. I have to decide who they actually target. I think killing this feels like a priority. Their attacks for 3. We'll do the shadow underneath it first. +1, so it's for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the shadow underneath this one, I guess. Is dead. And then I get 2 more attacks. Let's put them both on this, because my Drifter is going to get in and make an attack, right? My Drifter doing? It's running in and confusing everything. Yeah, we'll just put both attacks on this. It doesn't matter that it's in melee range, which would give it disadvantage on its attack, because my Drifter is running in and confusing it anyway. Alright, so 2 attacks there. I thought range was only on cards in Frosthaven. You may be right. You may be right. Okay. My Deathwalker has made a significant dent in the enemies there. Bone Shaper goes now. So first my Wraith tries to go and can't move closer. My Skeleton then goes and moves here. And then I actually get to use my cards. I think instead of burning this for an attack for 5, I will... move through this doorway and grant a summon a move for 2. And then I will grant one of my summons a move and an attack. Go here and attack this again for 2. God, that's irritating. Okay, have a skeleton in amongst it all. The Drifter goes now. So my Drifter is using the bottom half of No Remorse. We're burning the card. We're moving 3. 1, 2, 3. We are attacking for 3 plus 2 is 5. Oh. 1, 2, 3. I think this is poisoned, right? So it's actually 4. Then we're moving again for another 2. And I'm using Draining Arrows. This has 3 targets at 2 range, so we're hitting everything. We're going to start with this Algox Scout with disadvantage because it's next to me and it's a ranged attack. +0 or -1. It is poisoned, so it takes 1. It is confused. That was poison. Confused. Muddled. Next, this thing. Also with disadvantage because it's next to me and it's a ranged attack. It takes 1 and is muddled. And then this elite archer is not next to me, so no disadvantage. It takes 2 and is muddled. And that's my turn. Okay, finally, my banner spear. Oh god, and then they get to move? Yeah. We're gonna move you there. I get to give 2 allies within 2 range moves of 2, so the Wraith moves there. Banner of Strength moves here. The banner's not getting to the enemies, huh? I think I have successfully made my banner spear walk backwards and do nothing. My bad. I'm then using at all costs, which is going to heal all my allies with missing health. So it heals my Algox Priest, who is poisoned. I don't know how to dismiss the poison in the picture-in-picture. That doesn't cost me 1 health because the priest didn't heal. any health, but you heal. You heal. You're already good. All right. And that's one more experience again. Your octopus boyfriend. Welcome to Frosthaven. One of the best games I've ever played. Alright, Algarx Archers go now. They are attacking with confusion. They're both shooting at my Deathwalker. They have a base attack of 5 plus 1, so 6. My Deathwalker didn't long rest. Oh, they also both take 1 from a wound. Let's do number 1 first. It drew Monster Curse Null. Alright, 0 damage. That's pretty good. And then number 3, also with disadvantage, Attack Modifier Null. Okay. Okay. I'm pretty into that, to be honest. The archers just decided to miss. Curses OP. The yellow bases and white bases are the enemies, and everybody else is me. Wait, that's not even true, because these bases are white. I wonder why they put my summons on white bases. That's weird. I guess the red health bars are enemies. That would be the easier way to see it. Algarx Priest is going to attack for +1 damage at 3 range. It has 3 attack by default, so it hits pretty hard. We draw from the ally deck, which is something I have never done before on Tabletop Simulator. How do I even do that? This is the ally deck? Yep. -1. So it hits for 3, +1, -1 from the modifier, +1 from the poison is 4. Its move is done, and then the Algarx Scout is going to attack my Deathwalker for 6. It is, again, attacking with disadvantage, -1 or crit. I will take the -1. My Deathwalker's at 1 HP. Didn't burn a card. I gotta say, I just got very lucky. That was extremely poor damage from the enemies. I'm gonna say like 19 times out of 20, they make my Deathwalker burn at least 1 card. Probably more than that, honestly. Probably more than that. Alright, let's go round 9. So my Drifter is here, surrounded by 3 enemies. Some of them are starting to get pretty low. Also at full health. Going quickly feels like it's the most important thing here, pretty much. I want to go before the enemies get to do stuff. I can get rid of this battle goals stuff, I guess, because I'm clearly not actually using it. It's from last mission. That isn't even from this mission. Joel, thanks for 56 months. Appreciate it. 27 initiative. Yeah, I guess we used sustained momentum so we can move a token back and just go at 27 initiative. Ah! I could go at 31 initiative instead with Fortitude. It also hits harder. Is the picture-in-picture part of the mod? I think it's just default Tabletop Simulator behavior. You just right-click here and there's a picture-in-picture camera that you can turn on. I would love my Banner Spear to get through the doorway and throw a Javelin. If we use these 2 cards, I can do that, but there's currently a Wraith standing in the way. So I need my Banner Spear to go slower than my Bone Shaper, which I can't do. I mean, not if I use these 2 cards. Actually, Actually, my highest initiative card here is 22. I just can't do it. There is no way to do it at all. Decaying Goal seems fine, just to have 46 initiative mostly. And then some sort of bottom half of a card. Probably Transfer of Essence. Heal an ally for 5. At range 3. Oh. Well, I guess my Deathwalker could walk backwards, actually, in order to get that heal. Maybe that's worth doing. I'm probably going to use Fluid Knight to get an attack for 5. Actually, there are 4 shadows on the map, so Strength of the Abyss is also an attack for 5. Maybe that's better. Use the bottom half of Rest in the Shade to move backwards so my Bone Shaper can full heal me. Okay, kind of into that. And then moving 4 doesn't get me through the door, doesn't get me close enough to Javelin. If I'm not using Javelin, I guess I just save this turn for next turn instead. We go like this or something, and then next turn I can bust through the door in Javelin. That looks like some sort of turn for me. Looking at the cards I have left, it looks like we're down to 6 on my Deathwalker. Is that true? A little iffy. Oh, I forgot that I had the thing that applies a mark to enemies. So I get to make another shadow from that thing dying, and then I get to put my mark onto this as well. Although, I now have 5 shadows in play, so I actually can't make any more shadows. That's the max. Cool. This is a hungrier way of playing Deathwalker than I'm used to. New round started. The archers are going slow. They are attacking 2 enemies. Well, 2 allies, because they're on the other team. Yeah. Hopefully they'll mostly be dead by then. That would be ideal. Banner Spear goes first, and doesn't do much. Moves 2. Right click to summon? Wait, you can just do that? Oh, that's really cool. I'll have to try that next time. How's my Algox Priest doing? It is moving, and when characters have moves that aren't attached to any sort of attack, they just move toward the nearest enemy. It's moving like that. And then it is healing for 3 within 3 range. So it's going to choose the person on its team who is furthest from full health, which is my Deathwalker, and heal it for 3. That's interesting, because now it's standing here and getting attacked by the scout. Fortunately, not for that much damage, but it is like the priority target of the scout now. I guess my Bone Shaper can probably heal it. Scout's attacking it for... I think if the scout crits, I lose the mission? Maybe I should kill the scout. Maybe I kill the scout. Yeah, that is exact lethal on the priest if it crits. Unless somebody's healing it first. Is the drifter healing? Healing self. Okay, there's also like, there are 20 cards in this deck, only one of them's a crit. So I could just assume I don't lose the mission the 5% of the time that I would. That's like, that feels like a substantial amount of the time to lose the mission for how strong a position I'm in though. So I guess we use Strength of the Abyss and attack this for 6. 5 shadows plus 1 from Strength of the Abyss. It is poisoned, so it'd be for 7 actually. We just gotta kill this. 8. We one-shot it. That's pretty good. It is no longer a threat. And then I no longer care quite as much about getting that heal from the Bone Shaper. I might just let the Bone Shaper heal the priest. In which case, I can use Rest in the Shade to move to the loot. Just pick up the loot. Too bad I'm only allowed 5 shadows on the board at once. How do you consume 7 shadows in one turn? It's this, right? Where'd it go? Once during each of your move or attack abilities, you may remove a shadow within 3 range to gain experience. No. I have a mastery for Deathwalker to remove 7 shadows in one turn. How? There is Anger of the Dead. Remove any number of shadows within 3 range of yourself. For each shadow remove, deal more damage. So you could do that and kill an enemy with it, which puts a shadow back. But then there's still only 6 shadows. You use the last shadow with your 6th. Oh. You use the last shadow with the bottom half of the card. 8 of 6. I don't know. Maybe you need some like interaction with a scenario or enemy or something to do that. Okay, Hellguy's Priest is done. Deathwalker is done. Gets a loot token. Hides. Cool. I just need harder level cards. Someone in chat very cleverly told me that it was possible to do at level 1 yesterday. So now I'm like, you know. Anyway. Oh, them having red health doesn't actually mean they're an enemy. That has red health and is an ally. Okay. I don't know how you tell if they're enemies or allies. If you don't like know. Like I know, so easy for me. 1 experience for using sustained momentum on this thing. +1. That's done. And then I will move in here. Vile Assault, which also heals me, but I don't think I have to use that. This card is getting close to being used. I'm at full health, so instead I will just not use it. Also, Sustained Momentum moves a token back, so I get to move that back again after using it. Ah! It's your turn. You also get a loot token. Another hide. I already got the random item from the mission, which is going to be the most exciting thing you can get. The Ogok Scout is dead. Bone Shaper goes before the Archer. Oh shit, I didn't realize that. Alright, Wraith goes first, moves in here. Skeleton moves up to attack. Whoops. My bad. +1. It's for 3. 1, 2, 3. What cards do I have to play here? I have a transfer of essence to heal a thing. I could also instead move forward in decaying will. Can I use the earth next turn? I don't see how. God, my banner sphere sure is like over there with the banner. Well, everyone else has already cleared the fucking room. That's very awkward. That's very awkward. Gosh, that is awkward. Okay, well. I don't know. I feel kind of invested in it now. I'm still trying to work out what my Bone Shaper should actually do with its turn. Killing this for 5, since it dying is the way that I lose the mission, does feel like kind of a sensible thing to do. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I take 2 damage. I channel Dark Essence. And I also have the top half of Decaying Will, which unfortunately, nothing's in range anymore. I killed them all already. And the Algox Archer attacks for 1 less than usual at 2 targets within 4 range. I need to check their rules on this again. 42, I think. Monster only attacks its focus or foci in the case of multiple targets. Oh, this is written confusingly, isn't it? When a monster performs range attacks on multiple targets, it moves to attack the most possible targets, including its focus, with the fewest possible disadvantaged attacks. Yeah. So because the skeleton moved in here, it actually wants to attack something other than that skeleton. It has to attack my drifter. That's the first attack it makes. It's with disadvantage because they're next to each other. So it hits for -1 on its regular attack of 5. So it hits for 4. It also takes 1 damage from the wound. But then the other attack it wants to make, didn't my Bone Shaper long rest? Yes, because it's never allowed to short rest. So we do have Warden's Robes. It's attacking for 4 damage. I can choose if it hits my Deathwalker, my Algox Priest, or my Wraith. Why are your numbers backwards? That's so weird. Anyway. Maybe it's because it got rotated somehow? That's so weird. Why would pressing Alt... That's just kind of funny. I think I'll have it shoot the Priest. I don't want to lose another card as Deathwalker. Priest's healthy. It's attacking for only 4 base, so if it crits, it hits for 8, but we're on 9 with a shield. Yeah, okay. Shoot the Priest. +1. So 5, -1 for the shield, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not the end of the world. We're about to begin round 10. We're almost done killing enemies in this room, but then we still have to get into this room, and it was like a somewhat large room. Let's see what kind of a turn I even have. Fortitude to kill a thing seems good. And if somehow by the time I go at 31 initiative I don't have to kill the thing anymore, I could use the top half of Relentless or Unbreakable to move an icon back. I have set for the charge in Javelin. 1, 2, 3. The thing died. Are you allowed to pull allies? I don't think you are, but let's check. A negative ability that allows a figure to control another figure's movement or to teleport another figure. Force movement must follow. So that doesn't say you can't, but I think because it's a negative ability, I can't target allies with it. I'm pretty sure. Negative damage, negative hex. It doesn't explain what a negative ability is. Ability. 10, 14, 20. Targets. I know that I'm not allowed to attack an ally. So negative abilities can only target enemies, and positive abilities can only target allies. Oh yeah, okay, there you go. That's what I was looking for. So I can't move up and pull the banner through the door using the bottom half of Javelin, which is what I was hoping to pull off there. I'm kind of playing with 3 characters. Oh well. Any healing? Heal all allies within 2 range for 4. Just trying to move before the archer moves is probably the most important thing there. Try to put a curse in their deck at 5 range. Probably won't happen. And then you have, I mean, this is what you're doing. This almost certainly just kills the enemy, huh? Alright. Deathwalker is like, chop chop everybody. Let's go. Neuron started, Banner Spear, Algox Priest. Algox Archer goes last. It will be dead by then. I could maybe, if nobody else attacks it at all, like maybe I could get a curse in their deck. I think it's unlikely to be happening. Banner Spear moves 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as I get fewer cards, I have to rest more often, which does actually mean that I can start accelerating this banner's movement toward the end of the mission. My Algox Priest moves and heals. That's pretty good. It has 2 movement. 1, 2, and it heals something within 3 range. It heals itself. 1, 2, 3. Is that true? You were at 7. You're at 6. Can choose itself or my Drifter, I think. I'll choose itself. We have this awkward thing now. It might open the door before I'm ready to open the door. Because when this dies, which is probably right now as I attack it for 6, I'll consume this shadow. Ooh, a loot. I'll consume this shadow to hit it for 6. -1, 5. Died. And then, because I have hit it, I can make a new shadow. Yeah, now all the enemies are gone from the map. So this is now targeting that door to go and open it, which is a bit weird. We get 1 experience for consuming a shadow. We move 3. And we channel dark. Good. Oh, I get the loot. We got a coin. Drifter does get to move character token on 2 persistent abilities back 1. Boom, boom. And just move 2. Wait, where was this? Here. Yeah. Obviously we're not using Fortitude because there are no enemies to attack. I am surprised that this is all the cards that I have left on that character. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I guess. Drifter's done. Bone Shaper. So I'm allowed to have summons move toward me, but I'm all the way over here. My summons are already ahead. I guess I won't do that. I will move to... And then I'll grant to summon a loot with me gaining the loot. Keep picking up all this loot. I feel like picking up the loot is important and also very doable. I feel like the first, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 missions are actually significantly harder than a lot of the missions that you start running into after you're done with them. So my drifter has to do some sort of rest. Perform a long rest while at full health. Can somebody heal my drifter for 4? I don't know when you perform a long rest. Oh, that was my Deathwalker. Do you do that at 99 initiative? I guess so. So somebody healed for 4? Your job is to always short or always long rest. Alright, so you're also long resting. That is hilarious that my scenario goal is to be a layabout. That is actually really funny. Love that for me. I got a short rest here so I can try to be a part of the actual scenario. We will lose deflecting maneuver. You have 2 allies within 3 range moves of 3. And top half of a card, heal all allies for 3. That should be pretty good. I sure am at 3 health after I do that, but that's fine. You're long resting, and you are not allowed to long rest. Assuming that I want this. Here's the thing about Scrambler. If my character exhausts, I still get it. Like, it still works. So... whatever. I'm trying to group these, I'm trying to shuffle them, and lose 1 card. Rest in the Shade. 2 health to all allies occupying hexes with shadows. I actually really want that card, don't I? I'm gonna pay 1 health to reroll. Lost Strength of the Abyss, which is another good one. But I want this so that I can get the perk point on my drifter. With only 5 cards left, I get 2 turns, then 2 turns, then 1 turn, then 1 turn, then dead. So my Deathwalker is, you know, kind of spent a little bit. Yeah. It's been a good time, not a long time. Maybe playing the top half of Call to the Abyss instead of the bottom half was a little aggressive. That cost me actually 3 turns of being alive. Feels significant this time. This also moves all shadows up to 6 hexes. Well, whatever. I will want to short rest and use that again pretty soon. Okay, the other one's a long resting. But before we long rest, our Algok's priest will move toward the door. I actually can't get closer to the door. It's only moving 1 tile. Moving here doesn't help it. Moving here, does that help it? No, because this is impassable. The snow rock. So actually, you just don't move. All right, cool. Banner Spear. What else are you doing? Attacking something. Well, there's nothing to attack. We are moving 2 allies within 3 range. Moves. We're moving 2 allies within 3 range, 3 tiles. So I think I'll move my Bone Shaper there and my banner here. And I'm healing all allies for 3 again. Keep using this card. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ouch. Kind of painful. All right, Deathwalker is healing all allies on shadows for 2. That's you. I think everyone else is full health. Well, except for my Banner Spear. Let's not talk about that. Other card is just getting discarded. Yikes. And then my Drifter long rests. Perform a long rest while at your maximum hit point value after you have already suffered damage. We got it. I have to decide what I'm losing. Relentless feels not very useful. Unbreakable also doesn't feel that useful. Actually, I can't lose Unbreakable because it's not in my discard pile. I have to lose a card from my discard pile. I'll lose Relentless. Do I actually want that? I will get attacked a bit. It does a lot of damage. I'll lose Sustained Momentum instead. We get our items back, and Bone Shaper also long rests and loses. I'm gonna dispel a skeleton, I think. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, if I dispel a skeleton, I get another card before I have to rest. Feels good. Oh, that's the... Oh, cool. Oh, wow, it knows which cards I have? Yo, that's wild. That's wild. That's really cool. Thank you. I have to lose a card. Lose Approach Oblivion. I guess I ended up not using that one this time. Alright, can I open the door, please? This turn, you're gonna keep on moving toward the doorway. Top half of card. Doesn't matter much. I'm kind of in a spot where it would be possible to complete my Drifter mastery. End a scenario with your character tokens on the last slots of 4 persistent abilities. If I use Unbreakable this turn and then Relentless next turn, and then I get attacked 6 times, and I finish these 2, I could get that. It does kind of feel like I am running out of time on my Deathwalker, so I kind of want to open the door sooner rather than later. I'm gonna try something a little goofy, maybe? No. What's the top half of my card? Deadly Shot? I'm gonna open the door this turn. If my Deathwalker, like, dies, then... I don't know, my Deathwalker's dead. Does it matter? My Deathwalker's about to die anyway. Mostly what I'm thinking, though, is... this. Elections today. Elections are so fucking stressful. Y'all should just vote for me. I should just become in charge of everything. You can't tell me you don't think that sounds better. Alright, this is gonna get a little weird, but we're going through the door. If they come toward me, that's actually pretty good for me, I think. So that feels like the hope.